My throat just made a really weird noise. It was like...
I didn't hear anything.
I did, especially because it was... Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to a very special edition of Spookums.
Special edition.
Especially because it happened to us last weekend.
Well, the weekend that just passed. On
That
Saturday.
would be last weekend.
I guess.
But we went to Pioneer Village, the haunting at the halfway house, which was an experience to say the least.
Definitely an experience.
Basically, it was just a group ghost investigation.
Yeah.
Which is not what I was expecting, first of all. Because the starting of the story.
Yeah, let's start at the beginning.
We did the Spookums episode on Ontario,
Mm-hmm.
and we somehow completely passed over
Pioneer
Village, which is apparently one of the most haunted places in Ontario.
Reason being because it's not just buildings that were on the land itself, it's also buildings that have been brought in from different places, which in itself brings really crazy stuff that happens.
So we were doing some research online, and then Jesse found like a little haunted walk tour thing. I'm like, oh, let's do that. Then we'll talk about it on the podcast. Kind of like a housekeeping sort of thing.
Yeah.
But turns out there was another thing. It was like 18 plus, and we had no idea what it was. Just the haunting at Black Creek. That's all it was.
That's
all
all
we
got, and it was
a
basically
brief little blurb.
Summed up as you get a walking tour through the halfway house.
Which is the halfway house, which is the most haunted property at Pioneer Village, apparently, which I believe. But so we're like, let's do this, because if we want to go get a bang for a buck, let's do this, and we did it, and here we are back at the beginning.
And let me tell you, it was definitely, we got the fucking bang for the fucking buck.
I learned on the car ride over that we had to sign a waiver, and that's when everything changed for me. I was like, oh, this is real. This is like a real thing. It's not just a cute little walk. It's a fucking thing that I could have a heart attack during.
Yeah.
All right.
To sum up the waiver, they were not responsible for any psychological damage that ensued during this hour and a half.
Yeah.
Of ghost investigation.
I didn't even know it was a ghost investigation. I thought it was just, hey, we're going to be walking through, all the lights in the house are going to be on, and like, it was fucking pitch black. There was candles. That's about it. But like, I was like, okay, this is the room of Abigail, the youngest daughter, and she died of leukemia at age 9. And it's like, oh, that's sad. That sucks. And then like, they say they see Abigail on the top of the stairs every morning, and it's like, ooh, spooky. Nah, that shit
did not happen.
Nah, I wish that fucking happened now.
So I have just a little, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but just to give everyone a little background of the halfway house, it was an inn that was built in 1849. I was gonna
say, that's fairly recent.
Sorry, 1849. Dyslexia for the win. And was originally located at Kingsington Road and Midland Avenue in Scarborough, Ontario. And today it is the location of the Black Creek Historic Brewery and Restaurant.
Yeah. And we've been there in the day, too. Like,
it's still kind of spooky in the day.
A little bit, but not nearly as spooky as in the night. So anyway, I guess let's just fucking get into what actually happened.
We'll start at the beginning of the night.
Okay, so the car ride over where I learned about the waiver, is that really where
and the orientation, which really wasn't an orientation. Yeah. It kind of was.
A little bit of an orientation, but anyway, we get there and we fucking... First of all, people were getting flashlights.
I was going to say, you cannot forget about the flashlights.
They didn't give us a flashlight. Like the people in front of us got flashlights and we weren't given flashlights. And I'm like, well, that's bullshit. I want a fucking flashlight. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, that was like a 10-minute kerfuffle of not having flashlights.
Yeah, like it was a whole thing.
And then we realized they were for something completely different.
It was for a totally different group.
And at the end, we were happy we didn't have the flashlights.
But then we go into some room and we listen to like an audio recording.
Mind you, we first walk in completely black almost. Pretty much the only lights are just like the lights going around the edges, and then what looks like a culty circle of chairs is like dead center in the room
with a bunch of headphones,
with a bunch of wireless silent disco headphones.
Yeah, pretty much. Like they light up. And it was like a totally unnecessarily big room.
Yeah.
Because there's like a small circle of like fucking 15 chairs, and then there was like a ballroom.
It was like 100% like a wedding reception room or like a conference room.
Yeah, some shit. And then we were using like a fifth of it. But anyway, so we listened to like this audio recording of a ghost investigation that took place in like the 1980s.
The one that we are reenacting that night.
Or hoping to reenact.
Yes, hoping to.
But that was like, it was mostly reenacted because they lost a lot of the footage apparently. But anyway, so that was weird in and of itself.
Yeah, that was very strange.
But then they did this incantation and a circle got broken and shit like that. We'll get into that later. So we started walking down to the halfway house, and it's Pioneer Village in the night is fucking completely different than in the day. It's fucking scary, man. And there's a wedding going on. There was like two weddings
happening, an escape game happening, and a haunted walk happening the same night.
A lot going on.
So like you can only imagine like the craziness going on outside. Just wait till we tell you what happened inside this house, and imagine you're the people outside.
There's like a wedding right behind the halfway house, like a good 30 yards
in like
away.
The barn or something.
Some shit. But anyway, we get to the halfway house, and this lady is just telling us history.
Her name is Claire.
Claire, sorry, not this lady.
Shout out to Claire, by the
Claire's
way.
boss.
Fucking boss.
But we get to this house, and Claire's telling us about all this history but like the history about the halfway house, and apparently there's this lady in a blue dress who frequents the property as a ghost.
Yes, people have seen her outside of the house. People have seen her on the balcony just above the doorway. People have seen her roaming the hallways, on the landing of the stairs.
All up in that bitch.
Yeah. So we walk in after the whole history of the house has been told. And we go, what was the room we went into? Like the men's parlor?
Yeah, we went to the bar room at first. So basically it was a room it was like a bar.
Yeah. And it's like only the men could go there. Women weren't allowed in there.
They had to go to the women's parlor, which was across the way.
Apparently in this, like the times of when this halfway house was active, gaming was illegal.
In Ontario, yeah.
Yeah, which is very strange to me. I kind of giggled when we heard that.
Yeah, very weird. I didn't know that was a thing in Ontario.
Yeah, me neither. So like they were just like forced to talk and drink, and you know what men did in the 1840s.
Fist fight.
Yeah, fist fight and what have you.
Get drunk and fist fight.
So there were cards set up on a round table when we first walked into this room. So we all like got comfortable, whatever, set up. And
dude, I felt like my chair was about to break. I kept leaning back in my chair, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna give. And then
yeah, they're old ass chairs.
If it did, everyone's like, oh, the demons broke his chair.
That would. If it happened at the end, I think definitely people would be like, demons broke his chair.
I would have said demons broke my chair. I would have been the first to shout it. The demon!
The demons! So yes, anyway, we get in, get comfortable, I'll sit down, and there's cards on the table. So the first thing that Claire wanted to do was see who was feeling particularly...
She wanted to see if anyone was sensitive to, like, for being a medium or something.
Yeah. Or
like a psychic or something.
Exactly. So we all had to try to guess the order that she put her cards in. And one dude got it right.
Only one guy got every single card right. But like he was sitting right beside her, so I don't know. I'm joking. Like,
no,
she stood back.
Definitely moved away from the table.
There was no way he could see. But yeah.
But the funny thing was, like half of the table
all picked the same fucking cards.
For the majority, we all picked the same cards.
All three cards picked pretty much all the same cards.
Yeah, which was pretty
weird.
Fun.
So anyway, we do all that, and then we mind you, we leave the cards exactly as they are on the table when we left. Like
that is
all in a row.
That is super important to remember.
Some flipped up, some not. Whatever.
Yeah, but like at the end of the day, they were in a row of where everyone was sitting, and mind you, this is a round table. So imagine 3 cards, one on top of another.
Yeah.
In a straight row, circle table of 15 people.
Yeah.
That's important.
It comes into play later.
So Claire pulls out EMF detectors, which was
awesome.
awesome.
Like the 80s, bro.
They were like, exactly bricks. Like,
yeah, Toni, she pulled them out, and then Tony's like, EMFs.
Yeah,
Can I hold one?
I was super hyped. I was super hyped the whole night about a lot of things.
Straight up, it was a fun night.
It was really
for
fun.
what it was.
So anyway, she pulls out the EMF detectors, explains those to us, and then the journey starts.
We're off. We're into the house now. Like, fully, we go directly to the back of the house.
Like, yeah, like we start at the back and work our way to the front, to the basement, upstairs.
Yeah, it was, we pretty much hit the whole house. But
Yes.
anyway, we go to the back kitchen, and we hear some more spooky stories about how stuff got flung across, and they tried to recreate it, but they couldn't.
And the only possible way they could do it was from physically throwing the item.
But anyway, she, like, dramatically unveils her first experiment, which was under, like, a red cloth, and she's like, flailed off the cloth
to reveal an S-hook.
Yeah, nobody knew what it was used for or anything, but she's like, okay, I'm just gonna try and pass this around. And then the second everyone touched it and it got to the end of the group, like the EMF people.
It was myself, and I believe his name was Ben.
Yeah, but they were like on opposite ends of the group. Like Ben's went off, and then like 2 seconds later,
mine went off.
As if somebody was walking around the circle, like the opposite direction, which was kind of spooky in and of itself.
Yeah.
And then Claire asked Ben to stay in the room by himself.
Because he was the only one who got all the cards, right? So he was clearly the most sensitive for being a medium in this particular situation. And then we walked into the dining room.
Which I immediately got a bad feeling about.
Yes.
And then...
Which I agreed with.
Yeah, and Claire said that's funny because a fire happened in that room. And I was like, okay, well, that's strange.
Like, no one particularly died that we know of, but it's just like there was a fire, and that's obviously not a good feeling.
Yeah, so she said maybe the traumatic event
of that is...
It's like what the lingering feeling is, but that was...
And then Ben came back and joined us, and I believe he...
Yeah, like Claire...
He got something.
No, he said, I didn't really feel anything. Like, but like when I came, then she's like, how did you feel walking back into the group? He's like, I felt like nobody was in here.
Yes, that's what it was.
Which was like kind of weird. And like, nobody... Sorry, my phone. How unprofessional. My phone went off. Like, nobody asked him what he meant by that, and I kind of wish we did.
Yeah, I kind of wish we did too, because it was like, I felt like no one was in here, and we're just kind of like, cool.
Yeah, we're like, dude, everyone was, you knew.
Like, you fucking know that we're here.
We're all talking. Like, yeah, that was strange.
So it's like, yeah, we should have definitely
made him elaborate on that.
Yeah. There was also a picture of a guy who looked weirdly like Professor Snape from Harry Potter.
Pretty much identical like Snape.
So that was fun.
But then
the basement.
We go down into the basement, and immediately me and Toni like both look into the same direction, like the back of the basement room, because it's like a big bar area. Yeah,
to kind of set image for the basement, you walk down some stairs and then you turn into like a little corridor. And then you just see like a big open area, like Jordan said, with a bar, and then it extends.
It was like a restaurant.
Yeah. Like a small kind of like little family comfortable restaurant.
Yeah, kind of something like that. There was like a little bar area, fireplace. You could eat there, I'm assuming.
Extends to the back, and it would look like it has like little cubbies and very comfortable.
And then there's like an industrial kitchen right in the back beside the fireplace.
Yeah.
We were told this. We couldn't see anything, mind you. It was pitch black back there.
Yeah, just the whole house just lit with candles.
I could pretty much see up to the bar, and that was it.
The only light that was on was going down to the basement, so we wouldn't, fall
and break our necks
into the basement.
Yeah, but we signed the waiver, so they would have been in the clear.
Yeah, I would have not have been there.
But so we're talking, and then we're just bullshitting, and then Claire notices that me and Toni keep looking in the back, and she's like, "Why?" I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, something
is telling us to look back there.
And like, I even said to Toni, like, when we got home, I was like, I don't know why, but something like in my head was telling me to go back, like to walk back there, like during the conversation, like before what happened. Like something in the back of my head was like, go walk back there. Ask if we can go back there. Like, you have to go back there right now. And I'm like, that's like the opposite of me. I'm like not the person to be fucking venturing into the dark.
Yeah. And just to like also real quick note here.
Forgot to mention, like
Jordan was
100% skeptic
on all of this. Like, I'm very proud that he did go in with an open mind and like fully wanting to experience it.
Yeah, but this like totally flipped my view. 100%.
But yeah. So I think it's really fascinating that we're talking about this as one who was once a skeptic and then someone who was just like always believed in the paranormal.
Meant to lead with that.
That's why I know it's fine. But sorry.
Wow.
I touched the mic. So yes, in the basement, we're trying to communicate with this spirit via radio.
Yeah, the spirit box.
So pretty much what happens with that is you get a radio, kind of like turn it on AM, static-y stuff.
It's not actually technically a radio. It's a literal spirit box.
Okay.
It's meant to speed up through radio stations so fast
that all you get is static.
Yeah.
And then you ask your questions, and then you would hopefully hear an answer from the spirit box.
Yeah. And we didn't really get anything from that. People kept like, I'm not a big firm believer in spirit boxes. Like when I see them in shows, I'm like, that could just be a radio station.
That's
though.
what I say.
And I think that's what was happening when we were doing it, because I didn't really get any clear. We didn't get any really clear evidence from that.
And I
but
mean,
then,
even if it is from a radio station, like you could get like if someone's like a DJ's talking or in a song, like you could get the quick yes, no, maybe, like hello.
Exactly. You could, or your brain could just fill in the gaps.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, so
that was just like kind of more fun for me. I was like,
I was wanting to try it.
That's cute.
Yeah. But anyway, so we're like, we literally just give up on that, and we're like, okay, well, let's go back upstairs. And then all of a sudden, from the fucking back, some clanging metal. Everyone fucking jumped and flipped their shit. I'm pretty sure even Claire screamed.
I'm pretty sure she did.
But me and Jesse did the basic Scooby-Doo hug, like the Shaggy and Scooby hug when they get scared.
Bit classic cartoon.
Yeah. So and immediately Claire flicks on her flashlight, and then the whole fucking group walks to the back.
Yeah, we all just kind of like squatted to the back. She's like, "Oh, we're all going." Yeah. Well, bitch, of course.
But
shit's falling. We're all just gonna stay alone. Like
all we could see was two fire pokers that were on
one
the
was
ground.
a fire poker, and then the other was the shovel.
Yeah.
So you could get out all the coals and.
But we were thinking they were sitting up, and then something knocked them over, because it was a loud bang too, man. Like it sounded like something deliberately knocked them over. But I don't know. That was the first of the fucking night.
Yeah.
Because that was like in the back bar room where the fireplace was, like in the very back, next to the
very
fucking
far
kitchen.
from at least where we were.
Yeah. Like nobody could have done anything.
No.
There was no wind
not.
down there or anything. No breeze, nothing. But yeah, that was just totally fucking random.
Yeah. Very scary.
And as we're leaving, one of the older gentlemen of the group, he's like, excuse me, where does this emergency door like lead? Like, where's this door lead? And then Claire's
just like outside.
It's an emergency exit. It's, outside. He's like, oh, is there stairs or anything? She's like, I'm not sure why. He's like, I heard a roaring. I swear I heard a roaring.
A random roaring.
And then Claire puts her ear to the door. She's like, oh, those are airplanes.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, yeah, we live in a modern world.
Because they're on the flight path from Pearson.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, oh, hey.
Kind of got to be aware of that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we're fucking done with the basement.
Yeah. After the roar situation, we all kind of like scooted back upstairs.
Yeah, like, okay, let's get the fuck out of here.
And then we talked about, like, Claire kind of stopped us in the hallway and told us like the story of
right below the stairs.
Yeah, which got very cold.
Very cold.
Very, very cold.
Which is strange, because if you go from a basement to the upstairs, you think
it's usually
warmer.
Opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she just gave us a brief history, more of a brief history about the woman or the lady in blue, or Marianne, I believe was her name.
Mm-hmm.
Just another quick history of her, because I believe that's who we were trying to communicate with upstairs.
Well, it turned out to be that's who we were trying to communicate with upstairs.
We'll get there. So, anywho, we all start going upstairs, and there was like a pocket of cold air.
Right on the landing.
Right on the landing.
And like pretty much the second you left that,
it got warm again.
Like, it was
like
you were fine. It was a regular temperature.
An average house temperature.
Exactly.
And then the room we went into,
fucking freezing, man. Like I was
kind of like I want to say
it was the ballroom.
Yes, a ballroom, perfect. Had like a nice piano, and it was just like nice and open and big.
It was fucking freezing in there, man. Anyway,
and again, no doors open, no windows open. Yeah, like Claire made sure, because she even noted how cold it was, and was like, I gotta check these windows. Maybe the workers didn't close everything properly before they shut down for the night, so on and so forth. So we get into this room, and there's another table set up with a cute little bell and 2 candles. So Claire goes on to tell us that we are going to try to communicate with Marianne through the bell.
It's a spirit bell. It's basically just a bell on a little pendulum, and it's very easy to ring. Like, you could literally tap it, and then it just goes ding.
So she proceeds to pick up the bell, pass it around so we can all kind of ding it to just see how easy it is to manipulate.
We're showing, the point of passing it around the group is like to show the spirit how easy it is to like ding it. Because we're going to be asking yes or no questions based off the dings.
So naturally, yes is 1 ding, and then 2 dings for no. So unfortunately, nothing happened with the bell. It kind of at the end looked like it wanted to do something.
Yeah, it seemed like to be swaying it, but we all just kind of brushed it under the rug for like, because Claire was getting real close and she might have been breathing on it.
Yeah, so we're like, okay, that could literally be anything.
And she's like, that's fine. I never really have any results with that experiment anyway, but this experiment, I get a lot of results. And she flaps off the dramatic red velvet cover, and it's a goddamn motherfucking
Ouija board.
Fucking Ouija board.
And I'm like audibly excited about this too. She pulled that cloth off, and I was like, oh my God, I need to do this.
My first words were like, nope, not touching that, nope.
I think that was everyone's first reaction except for me.
Oh, excuse me.
And also I just want to preface that all of this stuff that we're doing with the spirit boxes and the cards and the Ouija board, the bell, like these are all experiments. Nobody was going in here thinking this shit was going to work.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Like we all went in, like even Claire specified like this shit might not happen. Like sometimes they are there for 8 hours and they leave very disappointed because nothing happened. So I think we were all just kind of
going in to have a little bit of fun in a dark house, and
yeah, like we were
like a fucking group of teenagers, pretty much.
Like we really weren't expecting anything to go down.
Nothing. I wasn't. Fuck.
Me neither. So, long story long, we get to the Ouija board, and myself, Jordan, and 2 other young women decide to volunteer.
Because no one else was going to volunteer, so I was like, okay, I got
I was there right away.
Jesse was adamant against me not doing it.
But you also said that something told you to do it.
Yeah,
you
like
initially
something
said no.
Not told me, but like kind of possessed me to do it. Like my body just, it wasn't like I thought about it. Like, okay, maybe I'll do it. I was just like, whoop, and I was like walking toward it. I'm like, why am I doing this?
So we're all standing around the table, and again, Claire, who's very professional, very good at her job,
gave us all the deets. You've seen the movies.
Yeah.
You know how Ouija boards work. So
she gave us like all the explanations to do everything properly, step by step, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, and Ouija, it literally means yes in French and yes in German.
Which is really cool. I actually
didn't know that. But it's also important to the story.
It is.
So we begin the Ouija experience, and can't remember what was the first question. I think it was just, is anybody with us?
Well, first things first, we had to push the pendulum in a circle
counterclockwise to gather the energies.
To get the energy of the 4 people who were using it. And yeah, Jordan, you were correct. The first question was, is there anybody here with us?
And the first answer was ja.
Yeah, it was actually yes in the German version of Ouija. So
then our obvious next question would be, are you German? And then, mind you, when we were doing this, it wasn't like automatically boop right on the fucking jaw.
No.
Like it
wiggled.
Yeah, it didn't go right away. It took it at first. I think at first it was us trying to like kind of our nerves shaking it, and then everybody.
And then once we
breathed.
Claire was like, "Okay, deep breath," because I think she saw that.
Yeah. And
then we all kind of like calmed down, and we're kind of more conscious of our breathing to stay calm.
Yeah.
And I noticed like everybody's fingers
kind of relaxed.
Released a little bit.
Yeah, they relaxed.
But like, so yeah.
But then like it started to move on its own a little bit.
And then
that's when even Claire was like, "Okay, here we go. This is we got something cooking." Like.
And then as soon as it started moving over to the yes in German,
jaw.
I made like quick eye contact with the girls across the table, and it was like visual eye contact of, "Are you moving this?"
And like my eyes never even left the planchette. I'm not even bullshitting.
And they were, and they gave eye contact back of no, are you? And I was like, no. And we were like, okay, cool. We all looked back down.
So then we asked if it's German, and then it went to no. And
so we were like, okay.
Better be a shit.
And then I was bold enough to ask if it was Marianne who was in the room with us.
And then it Scoobied all the way from the no end to the yes end. And let me tell you, people, when that fucking shit moves, it literally feels like what people are.
Like what people say. Like
it feels like another worldly presence is pulling the fucking
yeah.
planchette. It's exactly what it feels like. It's fucking terrifying.
Very strange.
Like I was literally just sitting there in shock.
Like I can promise you, I was touching it just enough so I could like just
so I could keep contact with it.
Just feel it on my fingers.
Yeah, just so I could like keep contact and it wouldn't slide off.
Yeah, there was no pressure.
I had no
nothing.
pressure whatsoever. My middle finger actually slipped off when it first started moving.
Yeah.
I was like, oh fuck.
Like you could have easily pushed my hand off of it.
You could have tapped my hand and it would have fallen off.
100%.
That fucking shook me the most.
Yeah.
And then
but as soon as it went to yes.
That's
like
when
the
I was like
second it hit yes. That fucking bell that didn't move before rang like a goddamn dinner bell calling over a fucking county.
Up. And mind you, we were on the opposite side of the room at this point. Like everybody was circled around us and the Ouija board, and nobody was on that side of the room. And then fucking 3 or 4 people booked over.
Because it was Claire and the 2 people with the EMFs. And the EMFs went fucking off.
It was going bananas, people.
So yeah, the bell went crazy. The EMFs were going off.
The Ouija board was fucking going bananas. We asked a question and it shot over right away. And we're like, Claire, get over here. It's fucking going crazy.
Yeah, so
Claire was running all over the place.
I don't remember what question we asked previous to do you want us here?
No, see, because I think what the order of the questions was, is there any spirits here? And then it went to yes.
German, yes. Are you German? No. Is it Marianne? Yes.
No, it was because it was Marianne. That's what got Claire back over. I was like, Claire, we asked if it was Marianne. I think I asked, are you the only spirit here? And then it said yes.
Yes. Are you the only spirit here? Yes. And then it went off.
And then it dinged.
Then the bell dang, and that's when I was like, Marianne, are you here with us? And then it shot over to yes. That's correct. You're right. And then Jordan was fucking bold enough to... Oh, did my mic cut off? No.
Okay, we're good.
Are we?
I was bold enough to ask.
Oh, okay, yeah, we're back. And yeah, so Jordan's bold enough to ask.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want us here?
I said, are you happy we're here?
Yeah, are you happy we're here? And this thing confidently...
She went right over to no.
Right over to no.
Claire shut that down. She's like, okay, I think we should end this. Go bring it to the center or bring it to goodbye.
And say thank you, and we will leave.
Yeah, and then she immediately covered the Ouija board.
And we immediately left.
And then we went downstairs.
There was also this one poor soul who was just not having it. As soon as she saw the Ouija board, she was
in the corner of a room.
She lost it. I think she had no idea what she signed up for.
No, especially because for the next part, she fucking left.
Yes.
So anyway, we finished the Ouija and shit, and then we go back down into the bar room. And
remember the cards that we talked about before that were in a straight line of 15 on the circle table?
Fucked up.
They were
all over the fucking table. It looked like someone came up and just like shuffled them around for no fucking reason. And it was... Toni just pointed it out of nowhere. I didn't even notice.
It was the first thing I saw when I walked in. I was like, hey, did somebody mess up the cards before we left?
And then everyone looked at what the fuck?
And the weird thing...
Because everybody knew we left the cards like that.
And the weird thing was, the majority of them were flipped up to squares.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. I tried to look it up. I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know what that means either.
Oh, actually, I saw it in dreams. It means you're trapped or imprisoned. So maybe that's what the ghost was trying to say. He was trying to imprison us in the house.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Or maybe the ghost feels trapped. Like maybe they were trying to send that message of like, I'm stuck here.
I'm stuck, maybe. Or he's like, I'm going to get you.
I'm going to get you.
But anyway, so that was fucked up.
Yeah.
That's kind of the one that got me the most because it was just so needless. Like,
yeah.
like, why would you even do, like, if I were to be planning to fake out someone for a ghost haunting,
Why
I would
you
not
mess
think
up
to
cards?
do that.
Yeah.
I would not think to mess up the cards. I would just leave them as they were.
Or like do something even more subtle than just like a quick mess shuffle. Like I would have just like flipped a couple cards, like
Right? Exactly.
and then like see who notices that. But like, yeah, that was such a
Or put them all in a deck in the center.
yeah.
Make it like visually noticeable. Like,
Yeah, not just like all messed up.
yeah, that's fucking weird to me, man. But anyway, so then we did this circle thing. I'm not the best. I don't know how to really describe this part.
Honestly, me neither.
Okay, so I'll do my best. So basically what they did in the 80s is they formed a circle and they invited the spirit into their circle. And then
Using a
No. They were just being like, hey, spirit. I can't remember. There was like an incantation we said.
yeah, I don't
But I don't
remember
remember what it was.
word
But
for
it was
word.
basically like, hey, spirit, come to the land of the living. Join our circle for a bit. You know?
Yeah,
Come
just
chill.
like come say hey.
Yeah. And then in the thing that wasn't working. So then the guy's like, I got an idea. And he drew a pentagram in the center and placed the candle. And then the girl was like, fuck this. And she cut. So she broke the circle, which is what you're never supposed to do.
You know what's really weird though that no one fucking pointed out that I just realized right now as you said it?
Huh.
Somebody left in the fucking
Yeah, but that was
audio.
before. Yeah.
And then the girl fucking left in our group.
Oh, fuck, bro.
Like she almost broke the circle. Like remember because we were holding hands? And we were holding hands and that's when she wanted to leave as soon as we
Goose.
started holding hands.
Fucking
She's like, nah,
bumps.
I have to
bro.
leave. Your eyes are tearing
I
up.
know. So hard. Oh,
I didn't
man.
even realize
Oh
that.
my god.
'Cause
Maybe
I
that's why we got such vivid results for that.
Because it was literally almost exactly the same.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh,
my
man.
God.
I-
That fucked me up, bro.
I didn't even, because I forgot that somebody in the recording left.
That's what I was about to get to. Is like that chick left. Like that chick, she cut. And then they continued with it anyway. Like they got vulgar with the spirit.
And
then shit went down.
that's exactly what happened. That girl cut and we got vulgar with the spirit.
And then we recreated it, and then even Claire broke the circle again. And then she's like, now we're gonna do what they did in the recording. And I was like, oh fuck, we're gonna get aggressive with the ghost. She's like, yep. And Jessie immediately, she looked at me. She's like, Jordan, don't do it, because she knew I was gonna do it.
And you did it.
And I can't remember exactly what I said, but it was like, is that all you got, you fucking ghost? Scared little bitch or some shit like that. I was gonna call it a pussy, but I don't know if that would offend anybody in the group.
And then I joined in
Totally
and
joined in.
I straight up called out Marianne. I was like, is that all you
Yeah.
got, Marianne? We want to see something real. You have to give us more.
And then the radio started to fucking turn on like mad.
Yeah. Oh, that was weird. Yeah, the radio just
Yeah.
kind of like gradually turned up. And then out of nowhere, there was this huge fucking crash.
It sounded like a door slamming hard.
Or like someone like literally
also-
whipped a chair at the wall.
Also, right before all of this, me and Tony heard footsteps in the
Yeah.
woman's parlor right behind us. But then it sounded like a huge, radio turning up like fucking mad, huge fucking slam.
Everybody's screaming.
And then Claire's like, okay, we have to fucking banish the spirit.
Like we have to shut it down.
Yeah.
Because obviously it was getting a little too much.
But no, she's like, yeah, we have to close the circle.
So
We
basically
just fucking
we're all like
screamed at nothing.
we're all like squeezing hands and like
Spirit, leave this place.
like
Some shit
go
like
back
that.
to your realm and
Yeah.
leave the humans be or
Yeah,
whatever it
pretty
was.
much.
I wish I could remember what we said.
Oh, me too, but it was fucking bananas.
But we were like everybody was screaming that
And
as
Claire,
loud as
again.
like as loud as they could. So I could only imagine what the girl who left and was sitting outside
Oh
was
my
fucking
god!
thinking.
What about the wedding? Like when there was a
Yeah, or
pause in
the-
the song or something.
Oh my god! Because if we could hear them, I guarantee you they could hear us.
Especially at that point.
Yes.
And like the radio was going super crazy at this point. Like it was so like just pure
got so
static,
loud.
just pure static. Like I didn't think a fucking handheld radio could get that fucking loud.
No, and it like got gradually louder and
Yeah,
louder.
yeah. And then anyway, everything calmed down, and Claire's like, "Okay, let's get the fuck out of here."
calmly
Yeah.
and slowly.
And
Grab your stuff and don't look back at the house.
Don't look back at the house because that's how you invite something to follow you.
Yeah, that's basically, it's an invitation to be like, hey, come on.
Yeah, so then that was that. We left. We were shared skitless. Shared skitless. Scared shitless. And now I believe in ghosts. Not because of every event that happened that night. I am willing to be skeptical on some of those events.
Oh, me too, for sure.
Like the end part. I don't know about the whole radio situation. I don't know. The door slamming, though, that was kind of fucked. Because that sounded like it was coming from upstairs or the basement. One
or
of the two.
Somewhere,
or like the basement door. But maybe like the radio could have been faked, maybe. I don't know. But that fucking bell.
Yeah.
That's fucked up, man.
Okay, but see, here's the question that I've been getting a lot when I've been telling people this, because when they're like, oh, how's your weekend?
Yeah.
People ask me, what if, like, they're, like the Blue Man Group? How they have
They're all
people
just dressed in black?
Dressed in all black?
Nah, see, because you wouldn't notice movement.
That's the thing. That's what I say. I'm like, yes, the house was dark.
And your eyes adjust to the dark.
Yeah, like the house was dark, but it wasn't that dark.
You could see. You could see everything.
Like, you could see the corners. You could see the shadows.
Yeah.
And there was enough people to be standing around at different angles at every situation, in every room.
The only spot that would work in would be for the basement.
Yeah.
When they knocked over the fucking thing.
That's the only way, because
and that was my first thought when that happened. I was like, maybe somebody opened the kitchen door and...
But I feel like that was a big-ass iron door that we would have heard it being like...
That's true, too. That's true, too.
And then someone would have been like, the fucking door opened.
Yeah. When we left, I should have asked, like, can we go in there to the kitchen? Right. I meant to ask that.
So yeah, that's like my only thing. And then...
See, that's so ridiculous, though.
But that's what I mean. Like, why would you hire someone to fucking do that?
So
it's
fucking ridiculous.
Real shit, guys. We paid fucking like $60. I mean, like, that's a fair amount to pay to get the scared shit out of you. The shit scared out of you. But for $60, I don't think they're gonna hire like
that's
a fucking...
That's not that much of a fucking production, bro.
That's what I mean. Like, they're not gonna hire a fucking escapade of people to like dress in black.
Unless everyone's getting paid fucking peanuts.
And like hide around in the fucking rooms and like... Because you'd have again, the only way that could work was in the basement. Because it was in such a far corner.
You could still see everything else around you.
Yeah,
and you weren't tripping over, except that one bench. Everyone tripped over.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
But that's because it was so long.
And like you'd have to be a fucking acrobat to get some of that shit done.
Be like in the fucking top corners, yo.
And especially like to hit that bell after the Ouija board went off.
And those weren't quiet floors either, man.
No,
you'd be hearing people walking
like,
around.
You would hear the fucking footsteps.
Yeah.
And to hit that bell after the Ouija board went off, you'd have to like fucking roll out from behind the piano.
And how fast everybody reacted.
Yeah, and like turned around. Like you'd have to be a literal fucking ninja to get that shit done.
That was the one time my eyes left the planchette was when that fucking bell rang.
And like you'd have to be a ninja. And again, it wasn't that dark.
Nah.
Like
and the house isn't even that big.
There was enough candlelight going through the house that you could again see shadows, see figures.
I could see your face.
Yeah, you could see a good 10 feet in front of you.
Yeah.
Like, you could see across the room.
I couldn't make out every distinguishable feature of her face, but I could see Toni's face. Like, I could be like, look at a person, that's Toni. I can see her clothes and her face.
Yeah. Or, like, I could look at a random stranger and be like, that's Stephanie.
Yeah, that's Ben, because he's tall as fuck and he's wearing a hat. And
or it's like...
see his fucking beard.
And again...
I could see Ben.
And again, a guy named Kyle had a beard. Like, fucking white hat, white T-shirt. So, it's like, you could make people out. Like, you could fully... Like, you knew who was with you. Whatever.
It was light enough so you could see. There was no...
Yeah. Like, so in my mind, there's no way, again... And
there wasn't that level of tomfoolery.
No.
Nah, man, that bell...
Like,
that bell and the Ouija really fucked me up.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's the story, though. I'm not asking you to believe it.
No, I mean, neither am I.
Just telling you what happened.
That was just our experience of doing a paranormal investigation, which is personally something I've always wanted to do.
That's what I'm saying. I thought it'd be interesting for people to hear, for two randoms on the street to be doing a paranormal investigation and to get actual activity for their first time.
which is really crazy, and it really does make me want to do it again.
Dude, I would do it again. Not by myself. I would want a professional.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I would do it again. It fucking turned me into a believer.
Yeah, I was going to say, honestly, like for believers and skeptics, just like along the way, it's really fun. Even if you walk out and you're still like, that was fucking bullshit, like this and that, it's still a really good time.
It's a fun experience, yeah. Like, even if nothing happens, it's still a good way to spend a night, a Saturday night.
But, like, and the fact that a skeptic is sitting, or a used to be skeptic is sitting here telling you.
Well, I'll pull what I forget her name. Claire said, I'm a benevolent skeptic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that really fucking turned around for me, though. Like,
It's like
dude, I don't know. If I can't accept the possibilities of ghosts now, like, then I'm just fucking ignorant.
So it's like, for a skeptic to believe in the possibility that ghosts are a real thing now, that in itself should tell you how fucking good they do at their job.
I don't even, honestly, man, no disrespect to Claire, but I don't really think that was her. Like, yeah, she did a lot of the stuff, but like, if there's no spirit there, there's nothing she can do about that.
No,
like,
I know, but it's just like,
she didn't touch the Ouija board and shit.
Okay, I guess, yeah, you're right.
You know what
No,
I mean? Like, I'm not
worded it wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't know how to word it then.
Well, she did do a good job. Like, she taught us, like, she made sure everyone was doing everything right and made sure everyone
like she really did keep us safe, and she kept everyone
informed.
comfortable and informed, and
made it fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, definitely check it out.
Yes.
Haunting at Black Creek.
I believe it's still going on. I think it's happening till November. So if you're around, go check it out.
Or even any of your local hauntings.
Yeah.
If you get a chance to just go do one of these ghost investigations, it's a hoot.
It is really fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
You might not get anything. We might not get anything if we do something like this again.
Yeah. Fuck, I wouldn't be surprised. Would not surprise me if the next time I go, I don't get jack dick.
Honestly. But if any of you guys happen to go or have like crazy paranormal stories, honestly, we would love to hear them. Hit us up in the comments. Find us on social media.
I just heard a thump. What was that?
That was definitely just the thermos. Not the thermos.
It's probably Jesse. Anyway, folks. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah, we should start plugging our social. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. I'm pretty sure it's all at DBR Podcast.
Deaf by Replay. It's all at Deaf by Replay. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. Like, this is our social accounts. We should be knowing what they're called.
Yeah, right? But we're not used to plugging it. Like, we're not used to just, like, sharing it with the people. So we'll definitely put it in the description.
So put it in the description.
Yeah.
All right,
and
kids.
Again, don't forget to comment your ghosty stories. We would love to hear them.
Bye.